Every day you make a choice. Every day you decide between what feels good now and what will make you unstoppable later. Most people choose comfort. Most people choose short-term pleasure. But not you. Today you will learn the simple discipline that separates average days from extraordinary decades. This isn't theory. This isn't fluff. Master your mind, master your life, starting right now. Chapter 1. Stop procrastinating, start commanding. You have a choice. Right now. You can sit there. You can wait. You can scroll, distract yourself, or convince yourself that later is good enough. Or, you can act. That's the key. Every moment you delay, every task you push to tomorrow, is a decision to give away your power. Action today secures freedom tomorrow. Delay is debt. Let me be clear. Procrastination is not just a harmless habit. It's a slow thief. It robs you of opportunity, energy, and control. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. And the harder it gets, the more you justify doing nothing. That's a trap. That's a cycle that keeps ordinary people stuck. You don't need their permission to break it. You don't need motivation to start. You need discipline. Think about the world's most successful people. CEOs, entrepreneurs, creators, athletes. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait until they feel ready. They start when the resistance is strongest. They start while the voice in their head says, I can't. I don't want to. Maybe later. That's the key. They start anyway. Every single day. Look, action is a muscle. And like any muscle, if you don't train it, it weakens. The moment you delay, you teach your mind that comfort is stronger than courage. You teach your brain that fear is more powerful than commitment. That's why you procrastinate on the things that matter most. That's why the goals you set a month ago are still just words on paper. Here's the truth. Small actions create momentum. Tiny, decisive steps compound faster than bursts of inspiration. Open that email you've been putting off. Make that call you've been avoiding. Write that paragraph, plan that project, do the thing that scares you. Action is not just movement, it is power. Action today secures freedom tomorrow. Delay is debt. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. Let's break this down into behavior you can actually apply. Step 1. Identify the task you've been avoiding. Not tomorrow. Not in 5 minutes. Right now. Write it down. Say it out loud. Own it. This is your choice. You have a choice. Step 2. Break it into the smallest possible action. Don't focus on finishing the entire project. Just start. Just take one step. That one step is what breaks the spell of procrastination. That one step is freedom. You don't need to finish. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to begin. Step 3. Use time pressure to force action. Give yourself a strict window. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. No exceptions. Start the timer and do the work. The moment you commit to a timer, resistance loses power. Action today secures freedom tomorrow. Delay is debt. That's the key. Now let's talk about mindset. Procrastination is not laziness. It's fear. Fear of failing. Fear of judgment. Fear of being seen. Fear of discomfort. You cannot wait for fear to disappear. It won't. The only way to overcome it is to move through it. Step forward while your mind screams, stop. Wait. Later. That is how leaders are made. That is how lives are transformed. You have a choice. You can be afraid and do nothing, or you can be afraid and act anyway. Here's a real-world example. Jeff Bezos didn't wait until he had the perfect business plan. He didn't wait until the market was perfect. He started Amazon in his garage. Every step was uncertain. Every decision carried risk. But he acted. He acted before he felt ready. That's the key. Action today secures freedom tomorrow. Delay is debt. You don't need permission to start. You just need to start. Let's face another truth. Procrastination multiplies silently. One delayed decision leads to another. One skipped opportunity leads to another. Soon you're living a life that isn't yours. A life dictated by excuses, distractions, and I'll do it later. And what do you gain? Regret, stress, lost time, lost freedom. Stop that cycle now. Commit. Decide. Repeat. Here's a practical technique for winning every day. At the start of each morning, write down the one task you are most likely to procrastinate on. The one that matters more than anything else. Then do it first, not second, not third. First. Do it before emails, before scrolling, before meetings, before anything else. That is the principle of commanding your life. That is the principle of mental mastery. Action today secures freedom tomorrow. Delay is debt. Another tip, make accountability unavoidable. Tell someone what you're going to do. Public declaration creates pressure. Pressure breaks inaction. You don't need permission to succeed, but you do need structure to force yourself into action. Action today secures freedom tomorrow. Delay is debt. That's the key. You must also embrace the discomfort of starting. Starting is uncomfortable. Procrastination feels safe. That's why it's seductive. But safety is a lie. Safety is a prison disguised as comfort. Freedom comes from discomfort. Courage comes from movement. Discipline comes from action. That is the truth. You have a choice. You can remain comfortable or you can step forward. The choice is yours. The key is action. Repeat it. Remember it. Live it. Finally, repetition and persistence win. One decisive action per day compounds into unstoppable momentum. Start with one today, one tomorrow, one the day after. That's how ordinary days turn into extraordinary decades. You don't need motivation. You don't need inspiration. You need to start. You need to act. You need to choose discipline over comfort. That's the key. Action today secures freedom tomorrow. Delay is debt. You have a choice. Use it. You've learned the lesson. Procrastination is the silent thief. Action is your weapon. Start before you feel ready. Start even if you're afraid. Start when it's uncomfortable. Start now. Own your life. Command your day. Command your life. That is the principle that separates those who dream from those who dominate. You mastered hesitation. You mastered the first step. Now it's time to talk about the next critical skill, the true battlefield of focus and control. Chapter 2. Control your attention, control your life. You have a choice. Every second, every moment, you decide where your mind goes. You can allow it to wander, to drift, to chase distractions. Or you can take command. That's the key. Your mind is a battlefield. Attention is your weapon. Where you focus, you grow. Where you scatter, you wither. Think about it. The difference between a high performer and an average worker is not talent. It's not luck. It's not motivation. It's focus. Just 30 minutes a day of focused, distraction-free work compounds into mastery. Just 30 minutes of intentional attention builds results that blow past those who waste hours on trivial noise. That's the power of attention. Attention is currency. Spend it wisely or poverty follows. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. Here's the truth. Distractions are designed to steal your life. Social media, notifications, endless apps, meaningless scrolling, they are the silent predators of your potential. Every ping, every buzz, every alert is a call to surrender your mind. Most people answer. Most people give in. You don't need their permission to resist. You don't need luck to reclaim your focus. You need discipline. Let's break this down into actionable steps. Step 1. Audit your attention. For one day, track every time your focus is broken. Every scroll, every notification, every task you switch to without purpose. Awareness is power. You cannot control what you do not see. You have a choice. Identify it. Own it. Control it. Step 2. Design your environment for focus. Remove distractions before they remove you. Silence notifications. Close tabs. Put your phone out of reach. Clear the clutter. Your environment dictates your attention. Make it work for you, not against you. Attention is currency. Spend it wisely or poverty follows. That's the key. Step 3. Time block for deep work. Pick a period of 30 to 60 minutes. No interruptions. No excuses. No multitasking. This is your sacred attention window. During this time, focus on your highest leverage task. Just one. That one block compounds into massive results over weeks, months, and years. You don't need motivation. You don't need energy. You need discipline. Now here's an example you can't ignore. Elon Musk schedules his day in 5-minute blocks. Every moment is accounted for. Every decision has focus. Do you think that's excessive? Maybe. Do you think it's what separates him from the millions who never achieve their potential? Absolutely. That's the power of attention. That's the weapon you're holding. Use it wisely. Let's talk about mindset. Most people think multitasking is efficiency. It is a lie. Your brain cannot truly focus on two things at once. What happens is shallow work, mistakes, wasted energy, regret. Focus is a muscle. Train it, strengthen it, protect it. You have a choice. One task at a time. Deeply, purposefully, relentlessly. That's the key. Here's another truth. The mind is lazy. It wants stimulation. It craves novelty. That's why your attention is constantly hijacked. That's why you check your phone without thinking. That's why you drift through meetings and tasks, wondering why nothing changes. You cannot wait for your mind to be disciplined naturally. You must train it. You must force it. You must guard it like a fortress. Attention is currency. Spend it wisely or poverty follows. Repeat it. Let's get practical. Every morning, identify your one most important task. Not 3. Not 5. 1. This is the task that matters more than anything else today. Then, schedule your best focus window for it. Protect it with your life. During this period, do nothing else. No email. No messages. No interruptions. That is how you master attention. That is how you master life. Another critical point, your attention is influenced by what you consume. Your environment, your media, your conversations, they all shape where your focus goes. Fill your mind with distraction and your results will match. Fill your mind with purposeful, high-value input, and your actions will reflect it. Choose your inputs. Guard your attention. That's the key. Attention is currency. Spend it wisely or poverty follows. Repetition is the secret weapon here. Every day remind yourself, I have a choice. I control my attention. I focus on what matters. I ignore what doesn't. Say it in the morning. Say it before you start work. Say it when temptation rises. Your life will reflect the battle you fight for your mind. You have a choice. Fight. Win. Repeat. Let me give you a final framework. Every evening, review your day. Ask yourself, where did my attention go? Did it serve me or distract me? Did I protect my time or give it away? Reflection is reinforcement. Awareness is power. Improvement is inevitable if you guard what matters most. Action today secures freedom tomorrow. Delay is debt. Control your attention and you control your life. That's the key. Here's a hard truth. Most people never get rich, never achieve mastery, never fulfill their potential. Not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they squander attention. Minutes wasted on meaningless scrolling, hours spent on trivial tasks, days given to distraction. Do not be them. You have a choice. You can be intentional. You can be disciplined. You can dominate your mind and your world. You've learned the principle. Attention is your most valuable currency. Guard it. Protect it. Direct it. Every second spent deliberately compounds into results beyond your imagination. Distraction is the enemy. Focus is your ally. Action without attention is wasted. Attention without action is wasted. Combine both. That is power. That is freedom. That is mastery. You've mastered procrastination. You've begun to command your life. Now it's time to master the next battlefield, resisting the lure of instant gratification, the seductive trap that steals energy from your future self. Chapter 3. Say no to instant gratification. You have a choice. Every single day, every single moment, you are faced with temptation. Every impulse you give in to steals energy from your future self. Every just this once chips away at your potential. That's the key. Not now, not today, not for the weak. Delayed gratification builds kings. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. This is your weapon. This is your edge. Look around you. How often do you surrender to the lure of instant pleasure? Social media scrolls that eat your hours. Junk food that drains your energy. Impulse purchases that rob your financial freedom. These are small, seemingly harmless choices, But small choices compound. Small losses, repeated daily, turn into years of wasted potential. You don't need permission to resist. You need discipline. You need control. You need mastery. Here's the truth. The future you want, the life you want, is earned, not given. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you delay your destiny. Every time you indulge your impulses, you surrender a piece of freedom. Every time you say yes to what feels good now, you say no to what will make you powerful later. Not now, not today, not for the weak. Delayed gratification builds kings. That's the key. Let's break this into actionable steps. Step 1. Identify your triggers. What are the moments where you consistently give in to instant pleasure? Is it checking your phone the second it buzzes? Eating sugary snacks when you're stressed? Buying things you don't need to feel temporary satisfaction? Identify it. Name it. Own it. You have a choice. Awareness is power. Step 2. Create a replacement ritual. Every time a temptation arises, do something that serves your long-term self instead. Feeling the urge to scroll social media? Pick up a book. Feeling the urge to snack unnecessarily? Drink water or take a walk. Feeling the urge to make an impulse purchase? Write it down and revisit it tomorrow. Every small act of resistance is a vote for the future you. Not now, not today, not for the weak. Delayed gratification builds kings. Repeat it. That's the key. Step 3. Train your environment. Remove triggers before they remove you. Keep junk food out of reach. Turn off notifications. Block distracting apps. Store credit cards somewhere inconvenient. Your environment dictates your behavior. Protect it. Control it. Guard it. That's how kings are made. Attention is currency. Discipline is power. Not now, not today, not for the weak. Delayed gratification builds kings. Now let's talk about mindset. Most people think discipline is a burden. They think saying no is painful. They believe it restricts freedom. That's a lie. True freedom comes from control. Freedom comes from choosing what serves your highest purpose over what feels good now. Freedom comes from delayed gratification. You have a choice. You can be a slave to impulse, or you can be a master of your destiny. That's the key. Here's a real-world example. Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought decades ago. Why? Because he values long-term wealth over short-term indulgence. Every unnecessary purchase, every impulsive pleasure, would have slowed his path to mastery. Not now, not today, not for the weak. Delayed gratification builds kings. That's the key. Another example. Consider your daily energy. When you give in to junk food, endless scrolling, or meaningless distractions, you steal time, focus, and vitality from yourself. That's energy that could have been invested in learning, creating, growing, or building something extraordinary. Your impulses are literally robbing you of your future. You don't need their permission to resist. You need to act. You need to choose. You need to delay. Here's a practical technique, the 24-hour rule. Whenever you feel the urge to indulge in something unnecessary, whether it's a purchase, a snack, or a habit, wait 24 hours before deciding. Most impulses fade. Most needs are illusions. You gain clarity. You gain control. You reclaim your energy. Not now, not today, not for the weak. Delayed gratification builds kings. Repeat it. Use it. Live it. That's the key. Let's also talk about reward. The human brain craves pleasure because it's wired for survival, not excellence. That's why instant gratification is so seductive. But here's the trick. You can train your brain to enjoy the long-term reward more than the fleeting pleasure. The satisfaction of completing a project. The power of financial security. The pride of self-mastery. These rewards are real. These rewards compound. These rewards last. That is the life of kings. Not now, not today, not for the weak. Delayed gratification builds kings. That's the key. Another strategy, visualize your future self. Close your eyes. Imagine the life you want in 5, 10, 20 years. See the person you will be if you consistently delay gratification. Now compare that to the person who gives in every day. The difference is stark. The difference is wealth, freedom, health, and respect. The difference is you. You have a choice. You have a key. You have power. Not now and not today, not for the weak. Delayed gratification builds kings. Repeat it. Believe it. Live it. Here's one last truth. Every act of resistance compounds. Every time you say no to impulse, yes to discipline, yes to your future self, you are building momentum. Momentum that cannot be stolen. Momentum that cannot be reversed. Momentum that makes the next no easier. Discipline compounds like money. Energy compounds like power. Attention compounds like freedom. You have a choice. Exercise it. Protect it. Not now and not today, not for the weak. Delayed gratification builds kings. That's the key. You've learned the principle. Impulses are temporary, but their consequences are permanent. Small losses every day turn into lost decades. Small acts of discipline every day turn into unstoppable mastery. You don't need luck. You don't need permission. You need control. You need courage. You need the discipline to delay. That's how kings are made. That's how lives are transformed. You mastered distraction. You mastered desire. You began to reclaim your future. Now it's time to protect your life from chaos and inefficiency. Chapter 4. Build systems, not goals. You have a choice. You can chase goals. You can chase outcomes. You can chase results that are fragile, fleeting, and uncertain. Or you can build systems. That's the key. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. This is your edge. This is your weapon. This is what separates those who dream from those who dominate. Let's start with the truth. Goals are fragile. They rely on motivation, luck, timing, and energy. You set a goal to lose 20 pounds, write a book, or start a business, and you wait for the magic moment to take action. Guess what? Motivation will fade. Energy will dip. Obstacles will appear. Without a system, your goal is just a wish. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. That's the key. Now let's talk about systems. A system is a process. A system is a habit. A system is what you do every day that compounds into results. It doesn't rely on a burst of inspiration. It doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It works whether you feel like it or not. Systems are unstoppable. They are your foundation. They are your armor. They are how ordinary days transform into extraordinary decades. You have a choice. Build systems or chase fragile goals. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's a real-world example. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, didn't become successful by setting massive goals and waiting for motivation. He focused on systems, small, repeatable habits that built momentum over time. Writing a few hundred words every day. Tracking his behavior. Improving incrementally. That process became unstoppable. That process became mastery. Goals alone would never have gotten him there. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. That's the key. Let's break this into actionable steps. Step 1. Identify your key areas of life. Health, work, relationships, personal growth. Step 2. Determine the systems that drive results in those areas. Want better health? Exercise at the same time every day. Want financial freedom? Automate savings and invest consistently. Want knowledge? Read 20 minutes every morning. Step 3. Commit to consistency. The system works only if you follow it every day. Action today secures freedom tomorrow. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's another truth. Goals create pressure, stress, and disappointment. You hit a milestone and suddenly the goal moves or it fades in importance. Motivation collapses. Energy dies. Frustration builds. Systems don't care about pressure. Systems don't care about feelings. Systems don't complain. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. You have a choice. You can rely on fragile motivation or you can build unstoppable systems. That's the key. Mindset is everything. Stop measuring success by outcomes alone. Stop defining yourself by what you achieve in a single moment. Success is the sum of your daily processes. Success is the system, not the goal. Every habit, every repetition, every small improvement adds up. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. That's the key. Repeat it. Say it. Live it. Here's a practical technique. Focus on identity-based systems. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, say, I am a runner. I run every day. Instead of saying, I want to write a book, say, I am a writer. I write consistently. Identity creates automatic action. Identity creates consistency. Identity builds unstoppable systems. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. That's the key. Another critical point, systems create leverage. A good system amplifies effort. It multiplies time. It compounds results. Motivation comes and goes, but a system is relentless. It works even when you feel tired. Even when you feel uninspired. Even when obstacles appear. That's the power of a system. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. Repeat it. That's the key. Let's also tackle accountability. Systems are stronger when measured. Track your progress. Log your actions. Review weekly. Adjust the system if needed, but never abandon it for short-term comfort. Measurement reinforces habit. Measurement reinforces discipline. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. That's the key. Now let's talk about repetition. Systems are only powerful when repeated. Consistency is non-negotiable. A single day of effort does nothing. A single week of effort does little. But 365 days of consistent action? That's unstoppable. Momentum builds. Mastery grows. Results compound. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's a harsh reality check. Most people fail because they chase outcomes instead of processes. They set goals and quit when obstacles appear. They wait for bursts of motivation that never arrive. Meanwhile, people with systems succeed quietly, daily, invisibly, until results explode. Don't be average. Don't chase fragile goals. Build systems. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. That's the key. Let's give one final tool, the 1% improvement principle. Improve one small thing in your system every day. Tiny refinements accumulate into massive growth. A better habit. A more efficient process. A smarter strategy. Improvement is unstoppable when embedded in a system. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. Repeat it. That's the key. You've learned the principle. Goals are fragile, systems are unstoppable. Outcomes are unreliable, processes are reliable. Motivation is temporary, consistency is permanent. You don't need permission. You don't need luck. You need a system. You need discipline. You need to repeat every day. That's how mastery is built. That's how ordinary days turn into extraordinary decades. Systems produce results. Goals are dreams without a plan. Repeat it. Live it. Own it. You mastered fleeting ambition. You learned to act daily. You've begun to command your life. Now it's time to face discomfort directly, the pain that builds strength, resilience, and power. Chapter 5. Embrace discomfort, avoid regret. You have a choice. Every day you can stay comfortable, safe, and familiar. Or you can step into discomfort. That's the key. Growth lives in discomfort. Comfort is a slow death. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. This is your weapon. This is your advantage. This is what separates the weak from the unstoppable. Let's face the truth. Comfort is seductive. It whispers, stay here. Don't risk. Don't push. Just relax. Most people obey. Most people choose comfort. And what do they get? Regret. Mediocrity. A life of potential wasted. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. That's the key. Repeat it. Say it. Own it. Think about your daily life. Most discomfort is temporary, but the benefits are permanent. Waking up early when your bed is warm and your body protests. Saying no to excuses even when everyone else is lounging. Facing rejection in work, business, or social life instead of retreating to safety. These moments are uncomfortable. They hurt. But each act of courage compounds into strength, confidence, and power. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. That's the key. Here's a real-world example: cold exposure. Athletes, military personnel, and high performers immerse themselves in cold water or endure extreme temperatures. Why? Because they train their minds to embrace discomfort. Their bodies adapt. Their minds grow resilient. The pain is temporary, but the transformation is permanent. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. Repeat it. That's the key. Let's break this down into actionable steps. Step 1. Create intentional discomfort daily. It doesn't need to be extreme. It can be small, measurable, and repeatable. Wake up earlier than usual. Take a cold shower. Hold yourself accountable for an uncomfortable conversation. Step into the challenge. You have a choice. Avoid the easy path or embrace the growth path. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. That's the key. Step 2. Reframe your relationship with discomfort. Stop thinking it's punishment. Stop thinking it's unnecessary suffering. Discomfort is a signal. It is a marker that you are pushing boundaries, breaking limits, and expanding your potential. Every moment of tension, every pang of resistance, is an opportunity. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. Repeat it. That's the key. Step 3. Track and celebrate small victories in discomfort. Every time you push yourself, record it. Did you resist the urge to quit? Did you speak up when it was scary? Did you take an uncomfortable action that most would avoid? These victories build momentum. They build confidence. They build a life you won't regret. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. That's the key. Now let's talk about mindset. Most people avoid pain because they value immediate pleasure. They chase comfort. They chase ease. That's why most goals fail. That's why most people never reach their potential. True mastery requires embracing temporary discomfort for permanent gains. You have a choice. You can be comfortable and regretful, or uncomfortable and unstoppable. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. Repeat it. Say it. Own it. Here's another real-world example: morning routines. High performers start their day with structure, discipline, and effort, even when their body protests. They journal, exercise, meditate, or plan strategically. Why? Because the discomfort of rising early and pushing their limits compounds into energy, clarity, and control. Comfort would have cost them their edge. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. That's the key. Let's face social discomfort. Rejection in business, work, or relationships is inevitable. Most people retreat. Most people hide. Most people stay silent. Winners step forward. Winners embrace the no's, the criticisms, and the not right nows. They learn. They grow. They expand. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. Repeat it. That's the key. Another critical point: discomfort builds resilience. Life will hit you with challenges, obstacles, and setbacks whether you prepare or not. Those who have trained themselves to embrace discomfort are unshakable. They adapt. They persevere. They thrive. Those who avoid discomfort are fragile. They collapse. They complain. They surrender. You have a choice. Train in discomfort or fail under pressure. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. That's the key. Here's a practical technique. Schedule discomfort intentionally. Every week, plan a challenge that stretches you mentally, physically, or emotionally. Run farther than normal. Speak to someone who intimidates you. Try something you've never done. Embrace the tension. Each time, you are building a stronger mind and a stronger life. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. Repeat it. Live it. That's the key. Another truth: comfort is addictive. It feels good today, but it steals your tomorrow. Avoiding challenges is easy, but it leaves you hollow, unfulfilled, and frustrated. The weak seek comfort. The strong seek growth. The disciplined seek transformation. You have a choice. Step forward or step back. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. That's the key. Repetition is your ally. Say it every morning: I embrace discomfort. I face fear. I choose growth over comfort. Say it before difficult conversations. Say it before tasks that scare you. Say it when your body tells you to stop. The more you repeat it, the more it becomes automatic. The more automatic it becomes, the stronger you get. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. Repeat it. That's the key. You've learned the principle. Growth lives in discomfort. Comfort is a slow death. Every moment of resistance strengthens you. Every act of courage compounds into freedom, mastery, and fulfillment. You don't need luck. You don't need permission. You need to step into tension, embrace difficulty, and act anyway. Pain now is power later. Comfort now is regret forever. That's the key. Repeat it. Own it. Live it. You mastered fear. You mastered hesitation. You've begun to embrace the pain that transforms ordinary days into extraordinary decades. Now it's time to learn the skill that turns setbacks into strength. Chapter 6. Resilience is a skill, not luck. You have a choice. Life will test you. Life will push, pull, and break you if you are unprepared. That's the key. Resilience is not luck. Resilience is learned. Resilience is trained. Is built in the moments where most people quit. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. This is your power. This is your weapon. This is what separates those who crumble from those who dominate. Let's face the truth. Setbacks are inevitable. Failures, rejections, losses, they come for everyone. The question is not if life will hit you. The question is how you respond. Do you collapse under pressure or do you rise stronger? Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. That's the key. Repeat it. Own it. Live it. Here's a reality check. Resilience is not born in comfort. It is forged in challenge. Athletes train under pressure. Entrepreneurs face repeated failure before success. Soldiers endure conditions most would flee. They don't rely on luck. They don't wait for motivation. They train themselves. They condition themselves. They embrace difficulty. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. That's the key. Now let's break this down into actionable steps. Step 1. Reframe failure. Every setback is feedback. Every mistake is information. Every rejection is an opportunity to learn. When you stop seeing failure as defeat and start seeing it as fuel, your mind grows stronger. You have a choice. Collapse under pressure or learn and adapt. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. That's the key. Step 2. Build mental endurance daily. Small, deliberate challenges train resilience. Push your limits physically. Push your limits socially. Push your limits mentally. Take cold showers. Speak up when it's uncomfortable. Confront your fears. Each act strengthens your mind. Each act expands your capacity. Each act prepares you for the inevitable challenges of life. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. Repeat it. That's the key. Step 3. Develop recovery strategies. Resilience is not just pushing through. It's also knowing how to reset, recharge, and return stronger. Sleep, nutrition, meditation, and reflection are all part of training the mind and body for endurance. Recovery is strategic. Recovery is tactical. Recovery ensures you don't just survive, you thrive. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. That's the key. Here's another truth. Most people think resilience is a trait you either have or don't. That's a lie. Resilience is a skill like a muscle. It can be strengthened. It can be trained. It can be built step by step, moment by moment. Every act of courage, every choice to endure, every decision to persist compounds. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. Repeat it. Own it. Live it. That's the key. Let's examine a real-world example. Entrepreneurs. Most successful entrepreneurs have failed multiple times before hitting massive success. Every failed business, every lost client, every setback was a lesson in endurance. They didn't cry about it. They didn't give up. They learned, adapted, and moved forward. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. That's the key. Another critical point. Resilience requires control over your thoughts. Your mind will want to give in to fear, doubt, and frustration. That's normal. That's expected. But mastery over your thoughts allows mastery over your actions. Replace "I can't" with "I will learn." Replace "this is too hard" with "this is how I grow." Your mind is the battlefield. Control it. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. That's the key. Here's a practical technique. Visualize your comeback. Each time a challenge arises, imagine yourself responding with strength. Imagine the setbacks not as failures but as stepping stones. Picture yourself standing taller, fighting smarter, and growing stronger. Rehearse it mentally. Then act it physically. Visualization trains the mind for resilience. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. That's the key. Another truth: setbacks are often unpredictable. Life will surprise you. Life will test you in ways you cannot control. That's why preparation matters. That's why daily resilience training matters. Strength built before the storm is what carries you through it. Weakness exposed during the storm leads to collapse. You have a choice. Prepare or perish. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. That's the key. Let's talk about repetition. Resilience grows with repeated exposure to controlled stress. It's not about avoiding discomfort. It's about meeting it repeatedly until your mind and body adapt. Each repetition builds a foundation. Each repetition increases tolerance. Each repetition strengthens your life. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's the final reality. Resilience is not glamorous. It is not instantaneous. It is not easy. It is daily, deliberate, and demanding. But it is unstoppable. Those who cultivate it do not fear life's challenges. They do not crumble under pressure. They adapt, persist, and conquer. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. Repeat it. Own it. Live it. That's the key. You've learned the principle. Life will break you if you are unprepared. Resilience is not luck. It is skill. It is learned through daily effort, intentional discomfort, and repeated adaptation. You don't need permission. You don't need luck. You need courage. You need discipline. You need to train your mind like a muscle. Bounce back. Stand taller. Fight smarter. Repeat. That's the key. You mastered discomfort. You mastered challenge. You've begun to train the skill that will carry you through life's toughest moments. Now it's time to master the thoughts that drive your actions and shape your destiny. Chapter 7. Master your thoughts, master your actions. You have a choice. Every moment your mind is talking to you. Every thought, every internal whisper is shaping your reality. Your thoughts are silent commands shaping every decision. That's the key. You cannot control what you ignore. You cannot master your life while letting your mind run wild. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. This is your power. This is your weapon. This is how ordinary days become extraordinary decades. Let's face the truth. Most people think their thoughts are harmless. They believe their mind is just a passive observer. That's a lie. Every thought triggers emotion. Every emotion drives action. Every action produces results. Positive thoughts lead to positive action. Negative thoughts lead to self-sabotage. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. That's the key. Here's a real-world example. Imagine someone who constantly says, "I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I'll fail." These thoughts are silent commands to quit. They destroy focus, motivation, and action. The result? Mediocrity, frustration, lost potential. Now imagine someone who says, "I can handle this. I will learn. I will persist." Same challenges, same obstacles, same pressure. But the outcomes are different. That person acts. That person grows. That person succeeds. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. That's the key. Let's break this down into actionable steps. Step 1. Monitor your thoughts. For one day, notice every negative, limiting, or self-doubting thought. Write them down. See the patterns. Awareness is power. You have a choice. Either let your mind run unchecked or take control. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. Step 2. Replace destructive thoughts with constructive ones. This is not fake positivity. This is restructuring. Transform "I can't" into "I will figure this out." Transform "this is impossible" into "I will find a way." Transform fear into strategy. Train your brain. Teach it to work for you, not against you. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. That's the key. Step 3. Embed your thoughts into daily routines. Use affirmations, visualization, and journaling to program your mind. Before work, before challenges, before stress, tell yourself the story you want to live. Rehearse success mentally. Rehearse resilience mentally. Rehearse mastery mentally. Thoughts precede action. Thoughts produce outcomes. Thoughts shape destiny. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. That's the key. Now let's talk about action. Thoughts alone are useless without follow-through. Negative thinking leads to hesitation. Hesitation leads to stagnation. Stagnation leads to failure. Positive thinking without action is meaningless. The combination is unstoppable. Master your thoughts, master your actions. Every deliberate thought triggers a deliberate choice. Every deliberate choice compounds into results. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's another truth. The average person reacts to thoughts unconsciously. A fleeting fear or doubt dictates their actions. They don't even realize it. They quit jobs, give up on goals, avoid challenges, all because of silent commands from the mind. You cannot afford that. Awareness plus action equals control. Master your thoughts, master your actions. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. That's the key. Here's a practical technique: thought audits and immediate reframing. Every time a negative or limiting thought arises, pause. Label it. Say, "This is just a thought, not reality." Then replace it with a constructive command. For example, "I can handle this. I will learn. I will act." Repeat until automatic. Every corrected thought becomes a seed for powerful action. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. That's the key. Another strategy: visualization paired with action. Close your eyes and imagine yourself completing the task, overcoming the challenge, or achieving the goal. Feel it. Experience it mentally. Then take one deliberate step toward that vision. Thoughts guide action. Action reinforces thoughts. Momentum builds. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. That's the key. Let's also confront self-sabotage. Many people create obstacles for themselves with untrained thoughts. Procrastination, fear, doubt, and indecision are all products of unmastered mental patterns. You cannot change your life if your thoughts command surrender. You must train your mind like a soldier trains for battle. Constant vigilance, constant correction, constant action. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's the final reality. Mastery begins inside. You cannot control circumstances, luck, or other people, but you can control your thoughts. You can choose the mental commands that drive your life. You can silence self-doubt, amplify courage, and direct focus. Thoughts are not passive. Thoughts are instructions. Thoughts are destiny. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. Own it. Live it. You've learned the principle. Your thoughts are the silent architects of your life. Negative thoughts destroy. Positive, structured, disciplined thoughts create unstoppable action. Awareness plus control equals mastery. You don't need permission. You don't need motivation. You need focus. You need discipline. You need to master the whispers in your mind. Your mind whispers your destiny. Control the whisper, control the life. Repeat it. That's the key. You mastered hesitation. You mastered distraction. You've begun to control the internal commands that drive every decision. Now, it's time to protect your life from noise and triviality, and focus relentlessly on what matters most. Chapter 8. Prioritize what matters, eliminate the noise. You have a choice. Every day your mind is bombarded with noise. Emails, notifications, tasks that don't matter, people's opinions, endless distractions. They are chains. Invisible chains. They steal your energy, your focus, and your life. That's the key. Most distractions are invisible chains. The unimportant is the enemy of the exceptional. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. This is your weapon. This is your advantage. Let's face the truth. If you allow everything, you empower nothing. You try to do everything and you accomplish nothing of value. Mediocrity is the result of scattered focus. Ordinary results come from surrendering to noise. Exceptional results come from ruthless prioritization. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. That's the key. Repeat it. Say it. Own it. Here's a real-world example. Warren Buffett's two-list strategy. He asks people to write down their top 25 goals. Then he tells them to circle the 5 most important. The remaining 20? Avoid at all costs. Why? Because focusing on the few critical tasks creates extraordinary results. The rest are distractions. Most people do the opposite. They chase everything and achieve nothing. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. Repeat it. That's the key. Step 1. Identify your critical tasks. Each day, each week, each month, determine what actions truly move the needle. Not urgent, not convenient, not easy, critical. These are the tasks that compound. These are the tasks that define you. Write them down. Protect them. Prioritize them. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. That's the key. Step 2. Eliminate everything else. If a task, meeting, or distraction does not serve your critical priorities, remove it. Decline it. Delegate it. Delete it. Avoid the temptation to justify busy work as productivity. Busy is not progress. Focus is. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. Repeat it. That's the key. Step 3. Control your environment. Your surroundings dictate your focus. Notifications, open tabs, cluttered spaces, and irrelevant conversations steal attention. Clear the clutter. Silence the distractions. Design your environment to amplify the essential. Protect your energy as if it were currency, because it is. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. That's the key. Let's talk mindset. Most people fear saying no. They fear disappointing others. They fear missing out. That's why they fill their day with trivial obligations and meaningless tasks. But discipline requires sacrifice. To achieve exceptional results, you must be willing to disappoint the unimportant to serve the important. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. That's the key. Here's another truth. Focus compounds like money. Each day you prioritize the critical, you build momentum. Each day you surrender to distractions, you weaken momentum. Every hour spent on what matters multiplies over time. Every hour wasted on noise subtracts from your life. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. Repeat it. That's the key. A practical technique. The elimination audit. List every task, habit, and commitment you engage in this week. Circle the 5 most impactful. Commit to eliminating the rest entirely. Every removed distraction is gained focus. Every eliminated task is regained time. Your life is composed of what you allow. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. That's the key. Another strategy, time block for priorities. Protect the hours in your day for your most important work. Deep work requires uninterrupted focus. No email. No messages. No meetings. No social media. Guard this time like a fortress. These hours produce results. These hours build mastery. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. Repeat it. That's the key. Let's address temptation. Your brain craves distraction. It seeks novelty. It thrives on busyness even if the busyness is meaningless. That's why most people never achieve extraordinary results. They are constantly giving their attention to what does not serve them. You have a choice. Resist the noise. Focus relentlessly. Protect your energy. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. That's the key. Repetition reinforces behavior. Each morning, remind yourself, I choose the important. I reject the trivial. I protect my focus. I eliminate distractions. Each evening, review your day. Did you serve the important or surrender to the noise? Awareness plus action equals mastery. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's the final truth. Your life is defined by what you focus on, not by how busy you are. Distraction is the enemy of growth. Noise is the enemy of results. Ordinary people allow distraction. Extraordinary people eliminate it. They focus like a laser on what matters and everything else falls away. You have a choice. Focus or flounder. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. Repeat it. That's the key. You've learned the principle. Prioritize ruthlessly. Eliminate distractions. Protect your attention. Every action matters. Every choice compounds. You don't need permission. You don't need luck. You need discipline. You need focus. You need to cut the noise relentlessly. What you allow, you empower. Cut the noise, command your day. Repeat it. Own it. Live it. You mastered attention. You mastered control. You've begun to shape your life by eliminating the trivial and amplifying the critical. Now it's time to guard your energy and mental state even more fiercely. Chapter 9. Consistency beats motivation every time. You have a choice. Every day you can wait for motivation. You can wait for inspiration. You can wait for the perfect moment. Or you can show up. That's the key. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is eternal. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. This is your weapon. This is your edge. This is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Let's face the truth. Most people fail because they rely on feelings. I feel like it today. I don't feel like it today. Your feelings are fickle. They are unreliable. They are temporary. Success is built on action, not emotion. Consistent action. Relentless action. Discipline over motivation. Motivation fades, but results compound. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. That's the key. Here's a real-world example. 1% improvement every day. Sounds small, almost insignificant. But compounded over months and years, that tiny effort creates massive results. Writing 100 words a day leads to a book. Saving $5 a day leads to financial freedom. Learning one new skill a week leads to mastery. Daily action, repeated without fail, compounds like nothing else. Motivation might spark it. Discipline sustains it. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. Repeat it. That's the key. Step 1. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Waiting for it is a trap. Action comes first, feeling follows. Show up even when you don't feel like it. Push through resistance. Momentum builds when you act consistently, not when you feel inspired. Discipline beats desire every time. Motivation is a spark. Consistency is fire. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. That's the key. Step 2. Focus on small, repeatable actions. You don't need giant bursts of effort. You need consistent, incremental steps. 1% better today. 1% better tomorrow. 1% better the next day. Small actions compound into extraordinary results. Small actions build identity. Small actions create momentum. Motivation is temporary. Consistency is unstoppable. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. Repeat it. That's the key. Step 3. Track and measure your consistency. If you can see it, you can reinforce it. Use a journal, a checklist, or an app. Check off every day you follow through. Accountability fuels consistency. Miss a day? Restart immediately. Never let excuses dictate your actions. Discipline compounds. Motivation fluctuates. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. That's the key. Let's talk mindset. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. Consistency beats intensity. It's better to do a little every day than to do a lot once and quit. Life-changing results are built one day at a time, not one giant effort. Motivation fades. Habits persist. Discipline wins. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's another real-world example. Olympic athletes. They don't win gold by training hard once in a while. They win gold by showing up every day year after year, repeating the drills, mastering the fundamentals, refining the details. Motivation might spark the effort. Consistency wins the race. Discipline trumps desire. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. That's the key. Another critical point. Excuses are the enemy of consistency. I'm tired. I'm busy. I'll start tomorrow. These are traps. Every excuse erodes momentum. Every excuse weakens character. Every excuse compounds into failure. Master the art of showing up even imperfectly. Action builds habit. Habit builds identity. Identity builds legacy. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's a practical technique. Stack habits. Link new actions to existing routines. Brush your teeth. Meditate for 1 minute afterward. Morning coffee. Write one sentence in your journal. Small actions stacked daily build unstoppable momentum. Motivation is fleeting. Habit is eternal. Discipline beats desire every time. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. That's the key. Repetition is essential. Each day you act consistently, you reinforce your identity. I am disciplined. I am consistent. I show up. Each repetition strengthens mental muscles. Each repetition compounds into results. Ordinary effort over time produces extraordinary outcomes. Motivation is optional. Consistency is non-negotiable. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. Repeat it. That's the key. Another truth, consistency creates freedom. You do not need to rely on inspiration or luck when you are disciplined. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment. The habit, the routine, the system, you've built it. It carries you forward. Motivation may leave, but results continue. Show up. Every day. Without fail. Without excuse. Build your legacy. That's the key. You've learned the principle. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is eternal. Consistency compounds. Small daily actions create massive long-term results. You don't need permission. You don't need luck. You need to show up every day without fail, without excuse. That is how legacies are built. That is how mastery is achieved. Show up every day without fail, without excuse. Build your legacy. Repeat it. That's the key. You mastered prioritization. You mastered focus. You've begun to command your life through unbroken action. Now it's time to seal every lesson and unlock the final transformation. Chapter 10. Take complete ownership. You have a choice. Every day you can blame circumstances. You can blame people. You can blame luck. Or you can take complete ownership. That's the key. Stop blaming, start leading your life. Ownership is freedom in action. Repeat it. Say it. Internalize it. This is your weapon. This is your power. This is what separates the passive from the unstoppable. Let's face the truth. Most people give their power away. They surrender control by saying, "It's not my fault. I can't help it. That's just how life is." That's weakness. That's mediocrity. That's the life of regret. Ownership changes everything. When you take responsibility, you regain control. When you take responsibility, you regain freedom. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. That's the key. Here's a real-world example. Careers transformed by ownership. An employee who stops blaming the boss or the system and starts solving problems becomes indispensable. They don't wait for permission. They act. They innovate. They lead. The result? Promotions, opportunities, recognition, and control over their path. Ownership breeds results. Ownership breeds freedom. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. Repeat it. That's the key. Step 1. Audit your life for blame. Look at your relationships, your health, your work, and your finances. Where have you given your power away? Name it. Acknowledge it. Awareness is the first step toward ownership. Stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems. Stop expecting luck to save you. Take responsibility. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. That's the key. Step 2. Replace blame with action. Every time you catch yourself saying, "It's not my fault," pause. Ask yourself, "What can I do right now to improve this situation?" Action replaces excuses. Action rebuilds control. Action rewires the mind to see opportunities instead of obstacles. Ownership is freedom. Ownership is power. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. Repeat it. That's the key. Step 3. Embrace radical responsibility. This means owning the results, both good and bad. Celebrate wins. Analyze failures. Do not externalize outcomes. You are accountable for your decisions, your habits, your mindset. Ownership is not punishment, it is liberation. It is the fastest path to mastery. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. That's the key. Let's talk mindset. Most people think responsibility is restrictive. They believe it's heavy and overwhelming. That's a lie. Responsibility is power. Responsibility is freedom. The moment you take ownership, you stop waiting for external approval. You stop depending on luck. You stop surrendering your life to circumstance. You gain control. You gain clarity. You gain momentum. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's another example. Health transformation. People blame genetics, busy schedules, or aging for poor health. Those who take ownership stop the excuses. They schedule workouts. They control their diet. They track habits. They adapt and improve daily. The results compound. Ownership turns ordinary choices into extraordinary outcomes. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. That's the key. Another example, relationships. Those who blame partners, friends, or family for conflict stay stuck in frustration. Those who take ownership examine their behavior, communicate clearly, and lead with integrity. They solve problems instead of complaining. They become catalysts for change. Ownership creates influence, respect, and fulfillment. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. Repeat it. That's the key. Here's a practical technique. Daily accountability. Every morning ask yourself, what am I responsible for today? Where will I take action instead of blame? Every evening review, did I own my results or give my power away? Small daily audits create unstoppable discipline. Ownership compounds over time. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. That's the key. Another critical truth. You cannot control everything, but you can control how you respond. Circumstances, other people, and random events are outside your control. Your response is not. Your habits are not. Your decisions are not. Ownership means focusing relentlessly on what you can influence and excelling there. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. Repeat it. That's the key. Repetition is crucial. Repeat this mantra every day. I am responsible. I control my life. I own my choices. I lead my actions. I create my results. Repeat it before work, before challenges, before decisions. Every repetition strengthens your identity as someone who owns everything in their life. Every repetition compounds power. Every repetition builds freedom. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. That's the key. Here's the final reality. Ownership is not optional. It is non-negotiable for anyone seeking mastery, control, and fulfillment. Stop blaming. Start acting. Stop waiting. Start leading. Stop surrendering your life to circumstances. Take radical responsibility. That is freedom in action. That is power in practice. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. Repeat it. That's the key. You've learned the principle. Ownership is the ultimate form of discipline. It turns excuses into opportunities, failures into lessons, and potential into results. You do not need permission. You do not need luck. You do not need validation. You need courage. You need accountability. You need to own every decision, every action, every outcome. Your life, your rules, your results. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. Repeat it. That's the key. You mastered procrastination. You mastered attention. You mastered discomfort, resilience, thoughts, priorities, consistency, and now ownership. You have all the tools. You have the discipline. You have the mindset. Now go and act. No excuses. No hesitation. No compromise. Your life is waiting. Take it. Own it. Live it. Dominate it. Now you know the truth. Freedom is not given, it is earned. Every decision you make, every second you focus, every discomfort you embrace, it all adds up. Systems over goals. Discipline over impulse. Ownership over excuses. Your mind is the battlefield, your habits are the weapons, and your choices are the map. You cannot leave this half done. You cannot wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now. Take control. Master your mind, master your life. Start today, start right, and build a life that makes every second count. No excuses. No delays. Your extraordinary decades begin the second you commit. Will you?